This is the INEC Collation Center for the Delta North Senatorial Districts. Now, for this senatorial district, we have about 9 local governments, and out of this 9, the result for only one local government has come in, and that is that of the Oshimili North Local Government area. I'll be speaking with the resident electoral officer, Dr. Ezwem, who will be talking to us about some of the things that have been happening around here and why these results have taken so long to get to this collation center. Thank you very much, sir, for coming.
Thank you very much.
So talk to us, sir. What exactly is going on? Why do we have so much delay in collating these results? What's happening?
Yeah, not actually so much delay. We have been here since yesterday, and some of the local government collation officers, some of them came without coming with the unit and ward collected results. So we sent them back to go and get the unit and ward collected result. They only came with a collected result for Form 8C1, and Form EC8C1 is the local government collation form. So we told them to go back. They have to let us have the unit and the ward result that actually precursed what they collected. So only Oshimili North has been able to get that as at now. But the other 2 local governments, as you can see, Anocha North is here, Anocha South is also here. But they are waiting for their EOs to go and get the collected result, which they left behind at the local government headquarters.
So do we have a time frame as to when all this is going to happen? Because we are hearing rumors that, it's as if things for today have ended. We still have to wait till tomorrow. Is that true?
What happens is that we must continue to wait because as we speak, most of them are we are monitoring them. Some of them are on the way coming. And you know the topography of Delta State, like Ndukwa East. You don't expect that because some of them are in the riverine area. Some of them will take time to come, and we have to wait for them. Secondly, logistics is not a factor we can easily adduce that can prevail at any time. For instance, yesterday, most of the vehicles broke down on the road. There were no mechanics yesterday, no vulcanizers yesterday. So those are logistic problems that you cannot adduce as a factor against INEC. So they can occur, and once they occur, but to be frank with you, it has been so peaceful in this part of the state. Very peaceful in Delta North.
Thank you very much, sir. That was Mr. Ignatius Ezwem, who has just giving us updates on why we have these delays for these results that are yet to come in. We are keeping our tabs on the developments around here, and as soon as we get updates, we'll get them across to you. It's back to you guys at the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Vivian Oramadike, for that situation update from the Collation Center there in Delta State. And Kayode, it's the same story. Waiting for longer periods to get results collated and all the challenges that go with it. But we just have to keep moving on.
Absolutely. A lot of people have called for digitization of our election process. How soon is this achievable?
As soon as the political will exists in a significant enough proportion. So while the report was going on, we were having our customary side chat, and let's take our experience with card readers, right? For example, as a case in point, with respect to how to integrate technology into our election management process. Card readers change the paradigm. And I know that there are lots of Nigerians that have been frustrated, by card readers not working or them not properly authenticating, their cards as it were. But then, lots of people who are on the opposing side of technology in election management often bring those up. But nobody makes the argument, for example, that phones freezing up or exploding batteries, for example, is a disincentive towards having mobile phones, for example, or car breakdowns are a disincentive to owning an automobile. So that's where the argument becomes a little mushy for me. But card readers change the paradigm in Nigerian election management in that they move the needle, and from a security standpoint, the former people would probably be better able to speak to this. They move the paradigm in that they they shifted the realm of potential leakages and potential election incidents from one thing to another. So why there was a significant backlash, for example, to the president's comments about ballot box snatching was that card readers were essentially evolved as a solution to that problem. And since the heyday of ballot box snatching incidents in 2007, they've been on a significant decline. There weren't a significant problem in 2011 or 2015. There have been isolated incidents in this election cycle, but then again, it hasn't been the primary election management problem we've had. So, more digital integration into our election management system, I think, will be welcome. When you have a situation, for example, where all you need at a polling unit is, say, an election machine, for example, like you have in more advanced democracies, right? Or probably one or two or a couple of devices where, you are able to go in, it authenticates your election details, and then you're able to cast the ballots. One, it reduces the number of personnel you need to deploy, which automatically reduces the number of security personnel you need to deploy. It focuses the mind of the election managers to essentially just equipment management, as it were, and making sure you understand what the process is like. Nigerians have shown themselves to be very, very fast adopters of technology. And so the question of...
I was going to come into that, because some will argue that the population, a larger part of the population, aren't that literate enough to understand these things. It's not going to work.
Exactly. But the converse to that argument is there are almost as many mobile phones, for example, in Nigeria, as Nigerians, right? So who are all the Nigerians that are using these devices? Yeah, and especially Nigerians of voting age. So we're fast digital adopters. These skills and these habits are not innate. They can be taught. A significant part of voter education spending on the part of INEC can be devoted towards training people, even to the point of doing demonstrations on how to appropriately interact with these devices. These things can be done. We did them with BVN. We did them with the automation of banking. We've obviously done it with telecoms. We have a track record of using technology to solve our problems. Considering the fact that we are 20 odd years into this democratic experiment that we're in, and we're still having issues with election management.
Most of Nigerians of voting age can have the bank card. What's the name?
ATM card. Automated
they can if they choose to, because they have the BVN. We also have bank transactions going on with that.
Using your mobile devices.
You use your mobile devices. Many Nigerians of voting age, you would say at least 70 to 8% of them have mobile phones. Now, what's the link? And I'm asking the former CP now, how close are we? Or
how far are we?
Is it a matter of possibility or a matter of will?
I think first, there must be the political will that we want to get this done. Ambassador Keshi said it, use of technology. My friend here has said the same thing. Yes, there has been argument. I've read a literature, I can't remember very well, as to whether over-digitalization or the use of technology supports the philosophy behind democracy. And I think Germany first started that. Some citizens even went to court when they were over-digitalizing their process. But at a point in time, they agreed to that. But as to whether we are technologically backward, I probably would not so much agree. When telephone was introduced, the mobile telephone, some of our parents who did not go to school at all, we buy telephone for them so that they can talk to their children and their grandchildren abroad. Some of them will start by saying, calling someone around, come and call so person for me. Some of them, even with the lack of education, they are now doing WhatsApp.
They're on WhatsApp,
because they know they can put the picture there. It is just you know, we should try it. I don't know how it's going to happen. Ambassador Keshi has said it, that we repeat the same thing every day. Look at JAM. All of us know how we were writing JAM before.
I think everybody here on the table wrote JAM the old-fashioned way. The old-fashioned way.
And they created those centers. They had their challenges at the beginning, but I think they are perfecting that system now. And if you look at the majority of the people that will vote, some of them are within the age of writing JAM or whatever, 18 years and above or something like that. You can capture those people. For those old people that you think, oh, okay, aged people that may not be able to apply, then you can now create center. Because when you look at it, even with all what we are doing, we are disenfranchising a lot of people. Some of you will probably be on duty on the day of election. Some of the security personnel will be on duty on the day of election. They registered, they cannot vote. In some other countries, they have what they call early voting or something like that, and you collate. I think it is something that maybe the next dispensation, and it has to have the political will of whoever that is sitting down as the president. And of course, you know, aggregating all the lapses, all the mistakes we've made all over the years since 1979. Yes, we evolved to this card reader thing. So let us aggregate it together. Let us also look at lessons that we can learn from some advanced democracy that is as large or larger than us. Maybe you are going to put all the past INEC chairmen together, people that have worked here, all of them will have opinion. Once we resolve that we are going to do it, and you have the political will, it's just that maybe some elites, there's some political class, some of us probably don't want people to be educated about this thing. So that is why we deny people of education. You look at the country now, so many out of school children. So it has to start with education, enlightenment of people, and let us have that political will that we want to make a change. So that 2023, we won't be talking this. We've overflowed some of these lapses, logistic problem, security problem. Because once you do that, you are also solving security problems.
Yeah, exactly.
You are also reducing the cost.
Exactly.
The cost that we use in accommodating scope, as INEC chairman called it, with the resident electoral commissioner, with the security that we followed that thing. They must be given accommodation in Abuja. It's not cheap. So when you put that together, we can use it to make a meaningful progress in what we're doing.
Mr. Ikemesit, what's your angle? You have 1 minute.
Okay, so why we talk about political will a lot, he's talked about political, I've talked about political will, is that the first step is to amend the Electoral Act. And I know the Electoral Act has gone through, I think, 5 amendments, right, since the first one, which empowered us to conduct the 1999 election. But you need to amend the Electoral Act. And because it's a fundamental part of our law, it's almost all conjoined to the Constitution, as it were, you know, that amendment process will have to be assented to by 2/3, right, of, you know, both houses of the National Assembly. So that's where the political will comes in. But then again, the politicians are the ones who will take the benefits, right, of a proper or an improperly managed election management system.
Apologies. Do you think the politicians...
Yes, the news studio is already calling. We have news on top of the hour, news track it is, and at half the hour, we'll be bringing you poll stream. But back here, we want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Owoseni, Fatai Owoseni, the former Commissioner of Police for Lagos and Benue, and he is retired now. When he came in, he told me he's a jobless man. But
it's a fine job. Very fine.
You're now on the other side.
I want to say a big thank you to you. You didn't have to do this, but you did all the same. Thank you very much. Mr. Ikemesit is still with us. We'll see you at 3 a.m.